Namandats, 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 namandats. 納言朝鮮安必死無浄土心安不満足政府上昇学なお無量国不意大世襲不採小貧具西部上昇学が市場仏道妙正長寿法空教未正門西部上昇学利欲人少年上映す凡行真無浄土一生天人師人力現代公不正無才道少女三苦妙交際主役難回避知恵言滅死根門案閉塞小悪道自達前世門高僧上満足異様老実法日月主寿期天候不言一生解放像公積独法上大集中説法四宿供養一切仏具足種徳法願念心上満徳意三害を女仏無下知通達未不詳願学営力投資最小損心安若国家大戦の感動国書天人東鎮妙慶ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマ 願にしく毒平等聖祭道法菩提心法上Namandats, namandats, 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 namandats. Please join me in Gasho. Know that Shakyamuni, our loving Father, and Amida, our compassionate Mother, guide us to Shinjin as our own parents. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandats, 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 namandats. Good morning, everyone, and a very happy Mother's Day to you all. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the mothers in our Sangha and to all the mothers out there for all of the work that you do and continue to do. I would also like to make a shout out to my own mother, Stacy Hiramoto, and thank her for being such a great mother herself. The above passage I quoted from this morning comes from Shinran Shonin's Notes on Essentials of Faith Alone. This important text discusses the simplistic yet deep nature of our practice of Namo Amida Butsu, or taking refuge in Amida Buddha. In terms of talking about the two Buddhas in our tradition, Seikaku, or the priest who wrote the Essentials of Faith Alone, the original one. Shinran wrote Notes on Essentials of Faith Alone. Seikaku wrote the original Essentials of Faith Alone. Seikaku likens Shakyamuni Buddha as our father and Amida Buddha as our mother. Most of us view our mothers in a very positive light, with eyes of gratitude. When we think about the work of a mother, it is a job that pays no money. It is a job that has no guarantee payback. It is often a thankless job. It is also a high-stress job. I definitely do not speak from experience of being a mother, but in a way, seeing the stress and the anxiety I caused my own mother. For those of you who know me now, you should have known me when I was a toddler or when I was in high school. And please forgive me, as this Dharma talk is much more personal in nature than my usual doctrine-oriented ones. Yet my mother never quit being my mother, and she continued to love and care for me even when I was being a bit of a nightmare. One of the real aspects that my mother always encouraged me, or how she encouraged me, was to find an outlet for my high amount of energy and wild nature. She realized that the usual Asian American avenues weren't working, so piano, schoolwork, things like that. Eventually, she signed me up for acting lessons because I would always repeat the things I saw on television a million times. So when I would watch cartoons, I would repeat what they say. I would always quote the lines from it. I still do this a little bit, except it's not from cartoons as much as it is from Frasier or other television shows. It probably drove them a bit crazy, both of my parents. However, instead of trying to squash that energy or that tendency out of me, my mother was able to find a creative and constructive way to channel it to productive use. From that point on, I was involved with theater for 11 years of my life. My mother signed me up for acting lessons. She signed me up when I was only in elementary school, and I participated all the way through high school. My mother also taught me about public service and advocating for those who were less fortunate than myself, or for people who were born with disabilities. She taught me from an early age that people born in different circumstances and with different abilities were not to be treated as outsiders or people to be shunned. She taught me to see them just as people who are different than me. I was surrounded by these experiences growing up, and it is largely thanks to my mother, who, by the way, is a social worker. Working in the state government, I would visit the Capitol and meet people on various committees or with nonprofits, and someone would say to them, "Hey, this is Stacy Hiramoto's son, by the way." Then I would immediately get this response, "Oh, you're Stacy Hiramoto's son? Oh, you have such a great mother. We love your mother. She's such a great person," etc., etc. And at first, I thought about this situation very selfishly, almost to the point that whenever I heard that, I would get a little bit irritated. The reason was because it's not that I didn't think my mother did great things. I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to be known for who I was, not for who my mother was. I didn't like the fact that I was always associated with my mother. However, it isn't until more recently that I realized the tireless efforts and sacrifices my mother has made to the community, especially to the communities of color or communities who are underrepresented in the mental health world. It makes me realize time and time again that I have a wonderful mother who continues to advocate and fight for fair representation and is a mother at the same time. How she was able to juggle a job of being a social worker and being a mother to me and my brother is beyond me. It brings me back to the original quote from today's message about how Amida Buddha is like our compassionate mother. And this is because Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion are always working, are always happening. Even when we mess up and sometimes don't act as our best selves, Amida's love for us still continues. The working of the Dharma is like a caring mother who always continues to care and nurture us regardless of the circumstance. I am extremely blessed and privileged to have a mother like my mother. I am able to stand here today in front of you all, virtually of course, because of the influence of my mother. I ask us all to celebrate the many great mothers on this day today. In these times, we may not be able to meet our mothers in person, but if you can, please give your mother a call and let her know how much you love her. A Zoom meeting is also good. Sending flowers is also good. But most importantly, this time should be the time for us to let our mothers know that we are thinking about them. I would like to thank you all again for virtually attending this Sunday service. And once again, to all of the mothers in our Sangha, Happy Mother's Day. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandats, 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 namandats.